This is pure anger.
The fastest event in timber sports.
This is absolutely a man on a mission blowing half the log off.
A single elimination tournament featuring the best lumberjacks in the country.
Wilson needs this. One more hit, he's done it.
The winner will move on to represent the United States at the World Trophy Championship in the Netherlands.
2-2 drives. Jason Lentz, your gold medal winner.
Last season, Jason Lentz bested the field to take the title.
And he is destroying the standing block. He might be going for a new record. Look at that, a new record.
But his childhood friend and 7-time timber sports champion Matt Koger captured the world record. A field of blue-collar, tough athletes are ready to take their shot at these Goliaths. Welcome to the STIHL Timbersports U.S. Trophy from Virginia Beach, Virginia. Here's how this head-to-head single elimination contest breaks down. Here's our Duluth Trading Company Discipline Review.
The STIHL Timbersports Trophy Competition. In the trophy format, athletes have to complete 4 disciplines back-to-back. After the start, they need to cut a complete disc with the stock saw within a 10-centimeter area. From there, the athletes have to complete the underhand chop as quickly as possible. Only after they split the block can they return to the starting point, where this time, the single buck is waiting for them to cut one complete cookie. In the final discipline, the athletes have to complete the standing block chop in order to achieve the best possible overall time. Any rule infraction will result in a disqualification and the athlete will be eliminated. All participants must first demonstrate their skills in the time trial. The better the athletes perform in the time trial, the easier their first elimination round will be. The athletes now continue to compete in a knockout system through the quarterfinals and semifinals. The losers of the semifinals will fight for the last podium spot in the small final. After that, the 2 winners of the semifinals will compete one more time to see who takes the title.
Let's take a look at how the athletes from the last chance round advanced to the quarterfinals. Last chance round, Trevor Beaudry would take on Cassidy Shear.
Beaudry's broke near. There it is, far.
And it was one
hit.
One hit. I told you, Shear was in it.
And Beaudry would edge Shear by 1 hit. In the next heat, Matt Slingerland would take on Grant Foreman.
Maybe one in the guts. No, straight to the far side, but it didn't pay out. There it is.
And it would be Slingerland taking the win and advancing to the quarterfinals. Next up, Ben Nicely taking on Tyler White.
Nicely should have about 1 more into this. There it is. Ben Nicely drives off the standing block.
And Nicely would punch his ticket to the quarterfinals. In the final last chance heat, Walt Page would go up against Josh Wilson.
Page in the backside of the block. Wilson driving. Wilson needs this. One more hit, he's done it. 2 years in a row, the upset. Josh Wilson.
And it would be Wilson taking the heat and snatching the final spot in the quarterfinals.
We have already had an exciting day here, and that was just our last chance round. Those were our bottom 8 out of time trials as they were seeded yesterday, all fighting to advance into the quarterfinal rounds, and we have done that.
We're ready for quarterfinal action, and in the first heat, Trevor Beaudry has the daunting task of going up against Matt Koger. Taking a look at our Duluth Durability Rewind, 1 year ago, Matt Koger set the world record in this event on the same stage in the bronze medal match.
And he is destroying the standing block. He might be going for a new record.
Oh my God.
Look at that, a new record for Matt Koger in our bronze medal matchup. I think he just wanted to put an exclamation point on a very disappointing day.
It's always there in the back of your mind. You know, you really want to go for a record. More or less, it's just a personal best. So it's just an awesome opportunity just to sort of showcase the skills for the sport and just represent really well.
3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, there it is on stand number 2. Trevor Beaudry grabbing the chain break on the way down. I don't think he actually set the chain break, but it definitely got his hand and knocked it backwards.
Matt Koger made a thick disc in the stock saw event. That is intentional. What that has done is shrunk the disc of the single buck to free up that single buck cut. I love it, such a cerebral move. Off he goes in the underhand already. Here's the single block that he's been working on. It can go good, it can go bad. Beaudry not far behind him. Matt Coger into the big wood. Now into that difficult small wood. He wants to keep that saw level.
Yeah, you can hear the chattering of that saw. It means one of two things. Either he's getting some wind on the side of that plate, or he may not have had that saw perfectly plumb. Oh, that axe is loving that block, and he is bringing beautiful form as he rolls around. That last hit didn't go quite as far as I'm sure he would have hoped, but it isn't going to matter. It is Matt Coger wading through the back of this block, just destroying it with one more in the guts.
Boy, Matt Coger came off and glared at that log bouncing off the stage. And that is absolute blue-collar toughness. Matt Coger looking for that trophy win. Matt, you broke the world record on this stage 1 year ago today. There was some chatter from around the timber sports world that the only reason you broke that record was because the logs were soft. Your reply, I put more hits in those logs than the previous world record holder. What more do you want? My question is, does it get frustrating feeling you have to defend these records? And are records ever broke on logs that aren't soft?
I'm not going to have to defend what I do on the stage. Whatever happens on the stage, that's the way it is. And you have to have the good wood to set a record, and you got to be ready for it. And the last year, I was just putting out like I always do on this stage, give it 100%, and give or take whatever happened, and the world record came out.
Yeah, so Matt Coger is obviously advancing through quarterfinals to semifinals. We're going to find out who he's going to go up against based on the results of quarterfinal number 2.
In the next heat, the veteran Arden Coger Jr. up against Matt Slingerland.
Junior taking the big wood out. He's gaining ground. Is it enough?
I don't think it is, and it's not going to be enough.
And it would be Slingerland taking the heat and advancing to the semifinals. In the next heat, reigning champ Jason Lentz going up against Ben Nicely.
And look at him just driving off the back leg.
In the final heat of the quarterfinals, Josh Wilson versus Nate Hodges.
As most people know, I'm a little newer to timber sports. I got a pretty ambitious start into it. I feel like I crammed 10 years of knowledge into like a 2-year crash course. That's kind of how I look at it.
Watch the speed of Hodges in the green. Wow! Nate Hodges, just defying physics.
Started with nothing, no family, no friends in the sport. Here I am now, and if I was to have just an absolute perfect day out here and everything, all the stars align, I believe I could come out on top.
A fast start in the first discipline is key to a victory in these races. For more on the stock saw, here's the Ace Hardware tools of the trade.
The Stihl MS661CM stock saw is used in Stihl Timbersports as the ultimate test of operator skill. Designed for the toughest jobs in forestry, it produces approximately 7.3 horsepower, has a displacement of 91.1 cc, and weighs 7.4 kilograms. To ensure evenly and fairly matched saws, professional Stihl technicians prepare and test the saws before each competition.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Trouble for Wilson on stand number 2. He also slapped the chain brake on his way down to the saw, though. Didn't slow him down much. He's got the go on.
Well, watch the speed of Nate Hodges. He's actually choked up on that axe. He's not sliding his hand. This is called a clubbing technique. Head down, just an uncommon speed. Unbelievable. Not from this planet power is Nate Hodges on the left side.
He's also got his metal logger caulks on, absolutely nailed down to that block as he puts in his final driving blows. He also pointed out, and I want to point out to the folks at home, he's got his block away from his underhand. He said, I'm not going to stop to put my axe down. It's got to be on its way.
That's a freshly filed saw out of Canada that Nate Hodges running right now. Look at the noodles coming out. One more stroke, and he says, that's all I need. Into the standing block chop. Once he gets it open, that's when he winds up the speed. Hodges, he represented the United States on the U.S. relay team, cutting the final standing block, and this is why one missed hit, he's picked it up and into the back. It looks like he could win this race.
Nate Hodges and I both made the same noise at the same time, and that was, He missed that hit. He went back and tried to pick it up again, missed it in the same exact spot. And mid-competition, you could hear a little groan of frustration from Nate Hodges when he just could not pick up that far up hit on the front side of that standing block.
But you know, he looked at that scoop in the standing block, the science of cutting that scarf, it wasn't his best. But he's gonna go again. That's all you can get. There's no wasted race. There's never a wasted race.
Taking a look at our John Deere driver's seat leaderboard, the quarterfinals are complete and our semifinals matches are set. We're down to our final 4 in this U.S. Trophy competition. Matt Koger will face Matt Slingerland, and Jason Lynch will take on Nate Hodges. And we are ready for our first semifinal heat featuring Matt Koger and Matt Slingerland.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, very quick to the wood on stand number 1.
Again, look at Koger's disc. Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Koger depressed the chain brake. He got so close to the log, his forearm engaged the chain brake, something we have never seen before. Around to the back is Matty Slingerland, only a 2-hit lead. He may need more than that. Koger is bringing on, this is what we call hardcore blue-collar toughness. Is Matt Koger's regained the lead. We have never seen anything like this.
This is absolute insanity. Matt Koger, the facial expression, the aggression right now, he has to pull off this single buck because Matty Slingerland is coming. If Koger can rally back from that massive upset in the stock saw.
Look at the eyes of Koger staring right into the standing block chop. He owns the world record. He's going to have to bring the speed. One up in the near, one up in the far. Around simultaneously. Massive power, 8-inch wide axis. Koger broken the near, he's done it!
Unbelievable.
Holy cow! What was that?
Matt Koger's come-from-behind performance in the semifinals is our John Deere power play. Nothing runs like a deer.
Well, I tell you what we just saw from Matt Koger that you probably wouldn't have seen otherwise is we saw it all right there. He may have left some in the tank under normal circumstances. He didn't have that opportunity now. He just had to play every card. We now know how fast he can cut that underhand. We now know how fast he can cut that standing block. There was no reserve mode. He could not afford it in that round.
In the last semifinal match, it's Jason Lynch versus Nate Hodges.
3, 2, 1, go!
Both of these saws singing that same beautiful one-note song right in the same power band.
Look at the power of Lentz. Again, Hodges on your right, choked up on that handle. Speed, accuracy by both these athletes, the power of Lentz. His father, Melvin, major U.S. champion for years. Lentz driving already. Is this a gamble? Is this a gamble? He's going to win? Skip the bottom chip. And Hodges, one hit behind. This is where the race could be won or lost. Trouble on the left.
Lots of chatter on stand number 1 for Jason Lentz.
Another hook by Lentz.
Hang-up.
Hodges clean so far. Lentz struggling but in. Hodges a slight lead. Hodges slightly gaining the lead. No. Lentz blows it off the bottom again, saying this is my race. Find your own race to win. Here comes Lentz. He's going to put 2 more down. And as they say, he's going to come at it around to the backside. Hodges right with him.
Look at that cut from Lentz. Always that big, wide open front face. But Hodges drives a ton of wood. Oh, there it is. Lentz off.
I thought Lentz gambled. He put one up in the near. He avoided the one up far hit. I did not think he had enough to drive it off. He did. He gambled in the underhand. He put about 6 drivers in the lower half of that underhand block. A gamble, won it, but risky.
And we are down to our championship rounds, our small final, and our final matchup. What a route it has been to get here. Well, we're getting ready for our small final action, which is this is going to be our bronze medal matchup to decide 3rd and 4th place as we rejoin the group to bring our athletes out.
From Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, Matty Slingerland. And his opponent, not much time to rest, one more race, Nate Hodges from North Fork, California. Hodges took the silver last year. Matty knocked out early, so he's got to feel better. He's moved up. He's moved up in the ranks.
Matt Slinger was one of my contenders I thought would be on the podium. Thought he had a good chance of making it to the finals round. Didn't quite get there.
I think this is when the guys can, I don't want to say have a little more fun, but they can relax a little more. Remember, it was the small final last year when Matt Coger broke the world record. He said, I don't care what I did. I don't care if I'm in the final, small final. I'm going for it. A loose cut is a fast cut. So it's be a bit of a grudge match.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, I think we're gonna. I'm thinking it's Hodges. I think Hodges is gonna let it all hang out here. Synchronized.
One-handed grab for Matty Slinger, but he didn't really get his hand to the trigger as quick as he normally does. This stock saw was a time for him to get a little bit of an advantage over Hodges. They are in a virtual dead heat into the underhand with about a one swing advantage for Hodges into the back.
Well, I remember in Milwaukee when Nate Hodges broke the springboard record in 37 seconds. He had that mentality. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to show him how it's done. Matt Slingerland, though, off first in the underhand. Hodges a half a swing behind him. Here comes Slingerland with the speed. If he gets it going, he's going to be hard to catch.
Well, Hodges with all kinds of problems getting going on that single buck event. He actually stepped on the carpet with his metal caulk shoes and slipped with his front foot.
Matty Slingerland with a massive, massive lead and a beautiful, beautiful single buck cut. He's got so much equipment all in a pile. One more cut to bring it home, open it up, and we'll just see if he can puts that chip out of the way, keep it safe. Matty Slingerland, is he just digging for everything he has?
Yeah, he's got to have a clean cut. This is his race to lose. There's that step up we saw on the last round. He brings it back down a little bit, reshoots the bottom of that chop, but that sets him up with a really high face. He's got to get it in gear because here comes Nate Hodges.
Boy, this is going to be close. Hodges maybe gaining it. He's done it. Holy cow, Hodges. Hodges was almost a half disc behind in the single buck. Matty just ran out of gas. He pinched his log in the back, grabbed the axe, and it just zaps any bit of energy left out of your arms to retrieve that axe. The handshake, Hodges got a big smile.
Nate Hodges will take the bronze medal in the 2023 U.S. Trophy Championship. We are down to our final heat for the overall championship. As the deck crew resets the stage for our final heat, let's take a look at our Ace Hardware reset. Matt Coger's road to the gold medal heat started with a victory over Trevor Beaudry in the quarterfinals.
It is Matt Coger wading through the back of this block.
Coger followed that up with an impressive come-from-behind win in the semifinals against Matt Slingerland.
The power 8-inch wide axis. Coger broken the near. He's done it.
Unbelievable.
Holy cow.
Jason Lentz's path to the finals began with a victory over Ben Nicely in the quarterfinals.
1.5 inches past center line on the front side of that block.
In the semifinals, Lentz would send Nate Hodges to the bronze medal match, defeating the California Axeman by just over 2 seconds.
Around to the backside, Hodges right with him.
Look at that cut from Lentz. Always that big, wide open front face. But Hodges drives a ton of wood. Oh, there it is. Lentz off.
I thought Lentz gambled.
We have one last matchup, our finals match. Dave, I don't think there's a lot of surprises over the two names that made it to this matchup. There have been a lot of surprises along the way, though, that led us to this matchup.
Well, we just did the small final. I felt like that was the final. I couldn't believe, oh wait, we have another final. That was just so intense and so much energy.
Are you ready? It is time for our finals matchup to crown our 2023 U.S. Trophy champion.
The world record holder from Grafton, West Virginia, Matthew Coger. And last year's champion looking to defend his title from Diana, West Virginia, 4th generation timber sports athlete. Big round of applause for Jason Lentz. This rivalry goes back a long way. It went back to their dads. Melvin Lentz competing against Paul Coger. It was a rivalry when I entered the sport. It is now transferred into their
Warm
kids.
up your saws.
Watch Matt Coger. He's got this technique where at the stock side, he takes a thick disc, again, to shorten the disc, shorten the width of the disc in his single buck to release some tension on the saw. I think it's a brilliant move. We'll see if he goes for this or if he goes for a safe, thinner cut.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Both of these guys slamming that saw into the block. Matt Coger with a slightly thicker disc. He did wait to complete his cut. About a 1.5 blow advantage to Matt Coger over his childhood buddy, Jason Lentz.
Once you see the big wood taken out, that's when the speed comes into play. Matt Coger just looking right down. That block is off already. Jason Lentz still taking a few hits. Matt Coger getting that carpet out of the way. This is the variable right now. If Matt can get into the big wood, establish a level sawing plane, he can bring it home and take that standing block off. Lentz bringing it though. Look at Lentz going right to the handle. Lentz catching up. A slight hang by Coger, one stroke lead. Lentz is only one hit behind.
This is still a really tight race for both these competitors. Both of them running out of gas in the tank. Lentz has run out of cuttable wood. It's going to be harder for him to drive that block off. Coger has
Lentz
more
driving!
fresh air.
Lentz driving! Lentz done it! He's done it!
Lentz.
He's done it again! Holy cow, you just don't see that happen. When Coger gets into the block first, no one beats him. Lentz maybe pinched the front. It did not matter. That block was moving. You saw it coming. I couldn't help but to call it, Kevin.
Oh, absolutely. Look at the advantage that Coger had coming out of that underhand. I don't know what went wrong for Jason Lentz in that underhand. He was way behind in that underhand. I would have given Coger the advantage in the single saw, but Lentz ran away and just reeled him in.
That is the fastest single buck, and it was brought at the right time, in the right place. Lentz. That won it for him. Unbelievable. Goosebump Timber Sports stuff. It couldn't be any better here in Virginia Beach.
Wow. What a beautiful finish for both of these guys.
What a statement.
What a performance by these athletes. Here are your podium finishers. In third place, Nate Hodges. Taking the silver medal, Matt Coger. And defending his championship in the 2023 U.S. Trophy, Jason Lentz. Congratulations to all these athletes on an impressive overall performance. Next time, Jason Lentz will hope to carry the momentum from this victory as he represents the United States at the World Trophy event from Rotterdam in the Netherlands. Next time on STIHL Timber Sports.